Concept mapping with inspiration and kidspiration, Netchix. Chapter 3. Why do students remember everything that's on television and forget everything I say? The importance of memory. What you think about is what you're going to remember. The information you have comes from what you pull from your long-term memory or what you sense from your environment around you. What good teachers have in common? Students have found that good teachers are both emotional bonded with the students and they're organized. Effective teachers will have both of these qualities. The emotional bond between teacher and student accounts for whether students are going to learn. The power of stories and putting them to work. Structuring your lessons like a story can make them more meaningful to students. There are 4 main principles: causality, conflict, complications, and character. What if there's no meaning? An easy way to connect meaning to unmeaningful topics is to use mnemonic devices. You can either use the first letter method or singing the words to a familiar tune. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally is one of these mnemonic devices.
Implications for the classroom. Review each lesson plan and consider what students will actually be thinking about. For example, if you talk about cell phones in your problem, will they focus on the problem or start thinking about other things such as Twitter, Facebook, texting, etc.? Think carefully about attention grabbers. Wearing a crazy costume may get their attention but may distract them from the rest of the lesson. Use discovery learning with care. What students think about is less predictable. Students will remember incorrect discoveries as much as the correct ones. Design assignments so that students will unavoidably think about meaning. Make sure activities and lessons have a purpose that is connected to what you want them to learn. Don't be afraid to use mnemonics when it's necessary. Try organizing a lesson plan around the conflict. Make a problem the students want to solve by making the question the conflict. This motivates students to want to figure out the answer.
Chapter 4. Why is it so hard for students to understand abstract ideas? The overarching question is, why are abstract ideas difficult to comprehend and apply? Understanding is remembering in disguise. The focus in previous chapters has been on memory with the assumption that students understand what they remember. Understanding has been linked to relating new ideas to old ideas or what we know to what we don't know, using concrete, familiar examples to increase comprehension, like analogies. And there are also degrees of comprehension. A student's understanding can be shallow, while others can be deep. Comprehension may not always transfer to the outside world. Why is knowledge shallow? Shallow knowledge is limited, similar to rote knowledge, where students remember a problem in the context it was presented. Deep knowledge is richly interconnected. Deep knowledge allows students to transfer and apply new knowledge. Why doesn't knowledge transfer? Every problem is new in some way. Either the time has passed or there's a different setting. Surface structure refers to the outline that changes, and deep structure refers to the process of the problem. Multiple steps also make it difficult for knowledge to transfer. The big idea from this chapter is that we understand new things in the context of things we already know, and most of what we know is concrete.
Implications for the classroom. To help student comprehension, provide examples and ask students to compare them. To help student comprehension, experience helps students see deep structure, provide lots of examples, ask students to make comparisons between the examples, and with some guidance, hopefully students can make connections between the examples. Comparing diverse examples may help students by forcing them to think about deep structure. Make deep knowledge the spoken and unspoken emphasis. Don't ask only low-level questions. Emphasize your questioning to help students think about their deeper knowledge. The low-level facts do have great importance, but If you ask only those kinds of questions, it sends a message to students that only those really matter. When giving quizzes and tests, teachers need to make sure that they test deep knowledge. Students draw a strong message from what's on the test. If it's on the test, they know it's important. Make assignments, assessments, and projects demand deep understanding. Make your expectation for deep knowledge realistic. Deep knowledge is the product of much practice. Remember that shallow knowledge is better than no knowledge at all, but you need to start with shallow knowledge to get to the deeper knowledge.
Review of software. Inspiration and Kidspiration are virtually the same software. Kidspiration is geared towards younger students, K through 5, and Inspiration is suitable for older students. We found several pros to the software. They both have a large library of icons, symbols, and clip art. Both have a good variety of templates that seem especially geared toward language arts, social studies, and science. And there's the ability to hyperlink websites, files, or other concept maps. Content can be easily converted to or from formats for printing and sharing. For example, concept web can be converted to an outline and web to a presentation slide. We found this is a small program that doesn't take up much space on the computer, and another advantage is there's a 30-day trial for both Mac and PC. Some cons or disadvantages of both these forms of software. First, we found that it's not very user-friendly, especially in adding new boxes and connecting with arrows. We had trouble manipulating, especially that because you can't flip or rotate. After your 30-day trial, the price is $59 for one computer, or $295 for 5, $640 for 20 computers. Your disadvantages is that there's no ability to collaborate simultaneously with other users.